Hey everybody, welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well, trying to keep out of mischief. This is a predictions reading. Oh yes, a predictions reading. Concerning the May elections. It's a bit of a slow news week. I'm just like, it's the same things. I know we're getting close to Christmas and New Year and all that kind of stuff, and quite frankly, journalism is just getting boring. They're getting bored. They're counting down the days. They can't be bothered to actually do their job. So it's like, yeah. Meanwhile, and this is weird, and I tweeted it out, and if you're not following us on Twitter, there's a link down below. I'm just saying. And we're also on Instagram if you want to search for us over there and stuff like that. But, and also TikTok. Ooh, I know. We haven't done anything on TikTok, but it's there. There may be something coming later on. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Oh, we've got a footnote. Worldwide Earth. Oh dear. So it's a bit weird, and there's right now as I record this, and I have tweeted it out like I was saying, there is a live feed of watching the cabinet going to Downing Street, walking into Downing Street by Sky News. It came up on my recommended feed on YouTube, and it's happening right now, and as I record this, and it's like, what do they know that what? It's a bit weird. Why would you want to? If you're having like a Christmas party, for example, it's like, oh yeah, it was the last PMQs and all that kind of stuff today. We're going to have some mince pies and stuff like that. Talking about mince pies, I've got mince pies, people. I've had mince pies. You can stop rubbing it in about the mince pie front. I got a gift from Indoors. They came back from their hunter gathering today at the shops, and they got me some exquisite mince pies. So you can stop rubbing it in. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you should be checking out the daily Christmas advent calendar we've been doing for mystery persons, doing different days, different mystery guests of prediction readings and stuff like that. Anyway. So yeah, you can shush about them. But yeah, it just seems very odd. It's like, why are you doing a live feed outside Downing Street watching people walk in if this is just a normal thing they're doing? You know, it's a bit odd. What does Sky News know that they're not reporting on? That's always the question for me. That's always the question for random stuff like this. Because there's not going to be a speech. There's not going to be a kind of doobly-doo. It's why? You know? Why? Anyway. This is a predictions reading about the May elections because that's the only thing of interest at the moment. And if you've got any suggestions for future readings, please put them down in the comments down below because it's just that time of year. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's just find out what's going on. For the greatest good, the May elections, greatest good for all concerned, thing. And we did get a footnote of worldwide. So this is not just here. This is kind of everywhere, kind of this kind of devolution rubbish. Another layer of bureaucracy. Planned outcome. Okay. Explosive situation. Normally this picture here, there's 3 of them, I believe, in this deck. Very much showing us waking up, you and me, my sweet peas. They're very much kind of like we're getting the idea of this now. We're understanding this. History is repeating itself. It's happening in multiple countries. Blah blah blah. Politicians, ain't they just? And then commercial airlines. Commercial airlines keep flip flopping. I think that's Starmer. Obviously, this is the baseline of the reading. This is the foundation of the reading. We'll be going into tarot in a second. But this is very much... It's almost like the same people working on the same thing elsewhere. I think this is... We're going to see a lot more of this preventing democracy. Bearing in mind... I can't remember her name now. I can see her face, her little bobby hair. The Labour lady who's not in the government anymore, but she was on Sky News. I don't watch Sky News. It just happened she happened to be there, right? And I've heard it from my other outlets on YouTube and stuff like that. where she was saying very similar stuff to America, where she's worried about reform because they're very anti-democratic and this, that, and the other. And at the same time, and exactly the same in America, there's example after example of the good guys, bunny flops, kind of preventing democracy from happening. Over there, it was preventing Bobby Kennedy Jr. For standing up against Joe Biden, and that's why he left the party and became independent for a while, and all that jazz. And then, obviously, everyone found out what old Biddy Biden was like, and then they plopped in Cackling Harris and all that kind of jazz. So it's interesting. It's the same people. Same in France. Now their whole parliament is falling apart because of it. Prevention of democracy for the good guys are doing it. You know what I mean? It's very, very odd. But it feels like there's another trip in there just for Starmer here, stuttering Starmer. The big shit here, staying put, replacement exchange. Well, that's the councils decreeing what's going to happen here. It was interesting because it's Wednesday, right? And there was nothing else happening, and I was having a bit of a break. So I thought, you know what? I'll listen to Parliament Prime Minister's questions because I'm sure there'll be a laugh today. Just, as you do. And it's amazing how during that there was several examples, including Scotland and SNP, and I'm just like as an example of devolution not working. The amount of money spent on things, the NHS falling apart, the all that kind of stuff, and starting working people standing there basically slamming an SNP person who was saying something. So I'm not going to take, lessons from people who this, that, and the other, and that. And I'm like, you're literally that is the example that you're going to smear around everywhere else. Wales is an example of what you're trying to smear around everywhere else. Northern Ireland to some extent is an example of what you're trying to smear around everywhere else. And it's slightly different. But I mean, it's surely it's the examples of what not to do, in my humble opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Put it, educate me down below. And all these places are also being taxed a little bit more to pay for the mayors and all that kind of stuff. London's another one. Is it better or worse with the mayor? It's that kind of thing. This feels very much like the city is London town are going to be pig ignorant and stay put, like determined for this thing to manipulate and that kind of stuff. And there's going to be help coming in from somewhere, from this water rising. That, since we've been doing our advent calendar and stuff like that, we know who that is in springtime. You'll have to find out. No, okay, it's Blair. But it's and other kind of people like that. But there is a deal being struck, it seems, around about springtime with the begging bowl coming out. For this pressure rising and stuff like that. But there's positivity coming out. Sun card, happiest card in the deck. Overarching energy, mainstream news, in it just. Overarching, health crisis. I've been noticing a lot of reports recently, primarily in America, that COVID is on the rise and this, that, and the other, and malarkey and stuff like that. I'm just mentioning it here as a footnote as well, as a kind of little kind of malarkey, a little kind of doobly-doo, just a kind of little kind of, we're putting it in just as a little like side note as this has come up. It's interesting that. It's very interesting. Okay. Now we've got the basic underlying energy and stuff like that. let's get into this. Let's get some tarot going and stuff. So this is all planned. And it's all, they're going to, with the May elections and stuff like that, they are sticking to their guns and they're going to try and distract or some sort of support. But we've learned already, if you've been following along with Blair and all that kind of stuff, they want X amount of things, including digital ID and stuff like that. So it's like there are certain caveats to their assistance coming in. But let's find out a little bit more, please, for the greatest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Right. Taking leap of faith, new beginnings. Okay. Hierophant holding. Notice the Hierophant is on us. Okay. Enlightened, awaken. Yeah. The Hierophant is normally organizations or organized religions, that kind of things with rules, regulations, concepts, ideas, law and order, that kind of stuff. Notice how it's on us, woken up, kind of going, excuse me, hold on, how many layers of bureaucracy and how many thousands of people do we need to employ by the state to actually get this going? It's and we get taxed more and all that kind of, what is going on? Okay. And it's going against everything. It's amazing how you can do this, but we're still waiting for the boats to be fixed and you ain't fixed the boats yet. It's that kind of energy I'm getting from that. On the government, 10 of Pentacles. Oh yes, they are, sharing the wealth, sharing the monies. 10 of Pentacles is very much kind of happily ever after, kind of the windfall, the payday. It's helping their mates out, more placements, more people, that kind of thing. It's also, in this reading, feels very much like that it's a win-win. Yeah, preventing as many, and so far it feels very strongly like they will stop a lot of elections from happening. Bearing in mind, no one can stop the raising of their council taxes right now. No one can stop, and have a say on anything else that's going on in their councils. And now that it's being pushed aside and that kind of stuff. And one of the examples I had, or was said in one of the news reports I saw about this in the last couple of days, is, what's his name? Sadiq Khan, pushed back the mayoral elections in London by a year. And I'm like, they did it because of COVID. Quite an important reason for, it depends how you look at it, but it's like there's a reason behind it. Quite a, important reason behind it, some may say, depending on where you are on it, but it's like there was a reason. It just feels like there is great value from preventing it from happening. But there's the Seven of Wands, defending your ground, kind of trying to persevere through. That's on the commercial airliners. That's the kind of has anyone else noticed, because it happens so frequently, has anyone else noticed that every time so far in 5 and a bit months, there's a horrific thing going on, or a bit of news going on that like people are not going to like? Stutter and Starmer is purposefully out the country. Has anyone else noticed that? Or is it just me? I don't know. It just seems like, it's convenient. It's like, okay, I'm not in the country. It's nothing to do with me, even though it's your decision that made it. So City, we've got the Devil. This feels like that, the constant kind of manipulation energy on that from the City, London. It's only going to be, it's great things. It's more better representation. No, there's more layers of doobly-doo and shenanigans. There's more hoops to jump through, more people watching, like, micromanaging. It's like, no, go away kind of thing. Success, though, victory, success on staying put. So there is, like I said, there is going to be some councils are definitely not going to have their elections. Definitely. But this success here feels very strongly like people standing up and going, no, this is outrageous. You're not going to push it back to 26, 27. This is absolutely outrageous. No, we are not having that. So it's interesting to me that it's only if this feels like a part victory, but enough. It's enough of a victory to actually cause mischief. So exchange, replacement exchange, 5 of cups. Yeah, disappointment. The mishap, the craziness. Why is the white balance is going crazy? The exposure or white balance is going absolutely mental. I don't know why. It does that when sometimes. And I thought it was the shine on that. That's why I keep trying to move in the shine. But fun times. Anyway, the 5 of cups here. Oh, it's gone dark again. What? I have no idea. I have no explanation. I don't know. I have no idea why it did that. All right. We'll just pretend it didn't. We'll just pretend it didn't happen. It's fine. The 5 of cups is the upset that a certain amount of elections will go ahead. Enough of them to prove a point, to have the say, democratic way forward. Okay, assistant and help, Ace of Pentacles, planting seed of opportunity. Like I said, that's Blair and his doobly-doos. Waters rising, the Sun card. The pressure is too much. That feels like the exchange that we've had several times now in the replacement of Stutter and Starmer, because the begging bowl came from with Tony Blair's reading. And if you go to the channel, I don't know. YouTube is weird. I don't know if you can search on a mobile device as well as on the desktop, or just on desktop. If you go to our channel, there should be a little search in the top right, a little kind of magnifying glass thing, and you can just search the channel and go and like type in Tony Blair, and it should pop up. Because it's the happiness here is the relief. We've got rid of the pressure. We've got rid of the waters rising, the drowning. They're treading water. They can't swim. From Labour that we've been getting for months now. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Sun card, happiest card in the deck. 4 of cups, calming down, relaxing. Chilling out. Reflection. Calm the F down card here with the 4 of swords, sorry. So we've got both times here, chill, relax, the calm after the storm. The success, it's slap bang in the middle from us, holding them accountable to the rules and regulations and the concepts and the games the stuff, just like how the game should work. You ain't playing it, you are literally go away kind of thing. It's one of those situations where it's enough pressure has happened. So let's go and find out a little bit more with the other tarot here. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And if you're new here, if you like all the shenanigans that's going on right now, subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell. It'd be lovely to come and join the Greatest Good Village. We also have that thummy button, the like button. You can always use that. You're more than welcome to enjoy that one. You can have fun with that. And once again, please come and join us in the comments down below. I do need inspiration for the next couple of days with concepts for just general readings because it's the same things being repeated. Even the waspy ladies, yeah, the whole kind of pensions and stuff like that. We've done a reading about that a couple of months ago, and it's going along what I can remember off the top of my head, kind of as we predicted it would go. So it's that kind of we've done it already. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to turn into a kind of a channel where we're blatantly just repeating ourselves to cash in on the YouTube pennies. You know what I mean? If we've done it, we've done it until it feels right to do another one. I don't know. It just seems very odd to me at the moment. Very, very odd indeed. Very, very slow day. Not that I'm complaining. I like a lazy day. Six of Pentacles. This feels, I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine. Temperance. I like the temperance there. That's on us again. That's kind of like balancing out the situation, holding people accountable, actually. And then the Hierophant on the... Notice how, like, the government, yeah, Parliament are being held accountable to the rules and regs. And it's very interesting that... it feels as if, even though the rules are there, it seems that people within the Parliament and stuff are not pulling the trigger on them and going, like, as an example, Rachel Reeves, you've lied in Parliament. You know, what are you going to say about that? You know, and here's example after example after example kind of thing. It's that kind of thing where people are now finally being pressured enough to be held accountable. That's what it feels like here with the Hierophant. Six of Wands, success. Once again, victory, success. There's a lot of people, especially in not working people, but labour people, who have realised that they ain't going to be around for much longer unless they start working for their constituents. This is kind of people bending over backwards to prove they are for their constituents rather than stuttering Starmer. And that's after, I believe it was Unite, Union saying if you are standing and you're supporting Starmer, we won't fund you, kind of thing. It's that change, but within the parliamentary party as well. It's like lots of people are now seeing it, the writing on the wall. Five of Wands on the Devil card here. That inward fighting. Three of Wands, reviewing the situation. That's us as well. 10 of Pentacles again. The short-term win. This is going to be, and this is where kind of like Newswiki has really got to get involved. You know, we've got to start sharing Newswiki and producing stuff on Newswiki and things like that. Because it's the data needs to be shared about what they're doing in different areas. And this feels like the government, Labour, that kind of thing. This is going to be a pushback. The amount of passion that people had in the comments concerning digital IDs and stuff like that, same thing here, needs to happen. It's just like, need to smear it around. And just as a reminder as well, over Christmas period, please, you know, while you between King's Speech and Din-Dins, people are, got nothing much better to do. Sign all the lovely old ladies and old dears and old guys and girls and all that. Sign them up to get them an email address to sign the petition. It's a window of opportunity, something to do so that they can sign the petition and actually get their name. 3 of them, remember. There's one for the pensioners, there's one for calling a general election, and there's one for the farmers, okay? 3 of them. And Newswiki is planned to have a live stream over there, so you can actually, it's going to be coming back over there so that you can watch live and go, look, Gran, this is what we need to be doing. We've got to do that, all right? So that's why it's been down, because it's like been refixed, redone, okay? So this is interesting. I like this here. So 4 of Cups, Four of Cups is on Tony Blair kind of energy. It's kind of reluctant accepting their help. It's realizing, oh, we really have screwed this up. The burden, the sun, the burden of getting rid of Stuttering Starmer and a few other people, and kind of a quick change. I was amazed, and I know this is just turning into a report from the Prime Minister's questions, I know. I was amazed about how eloquent, and I don't necessarily agree with Diane Abbott often. We have our differences. But the way she stood up, not that far away from Starmer, on the same front bench, as it were, and she basically held him accountable. It's like, how do you feel? Like, as it making it a moral thing? And he bulldozed through it like an absolute plank that he is. And he's just like, didn't get any of the social cues in her question. And I think to myself, Diane, you've just done a beauty there. That if that's not clipped in the six o'clock news and all that kind of stuff, in the 10 o'clock news, if that isn't used as the soundbite, then you know there's something going. Because it was like chef kiss. It was like, well done you. Oh, you're good sometimes. So I was just amazed by it. I was like, wow, even Diane Abbott, I know they don't see eye to eye since Starmer tried to get rid of her, not standing and all that kind of stuff. But for even like what, she's been there 40 odd years, 50 odd years as a Labour MP, and for her to kind of like throw the knife in, as it were, like, wow. Page of Swords on the calm down. This is the just kind of, this feels like gossip. There is, this feels like the parliamentary gossip kind of coming out, rippling out slowly but surely. If you're the long-term viewer here, you know that we've been talking about, like, the inner circle of Westminster knows about certain things that even we don't. Okay? This is that kind of... So while we're calming down, we've done our bit, the gossip starts coming out. Okay? Overarching energy, the Three of Pentacles. This feels like it's in its reverse state. The foundations are weak. They're crumbling. They don't make sense. They're not happening and all that kind of stuff. Underlying energy... The begging bowl again. This is what came up for, it was Angela Rayner, I'm afraid to say, begging bowl to Tony Blair. Exactly the same as down here. Yeah, the same begging bowl coming in. This is offer here that they don't want to take. This is the begging bowl coming, like, yeah. Wow. Nice. Nice. We may get some change. We may get some fun. But then I've been trying to keep up with what's going in Canada, because I've got some friends over there, and members of the Greatest Good Village are over there as well. And I'm just trying to keep a tab of what on earth is going on over there. And it just feels as if it's identical with what's going on over here. And Trudeau's was referred to as, by somebody who, I'm not going to name and shame, but shared with me that they voted for his party. Today, I woke up to them saying Trudeau is a dead man walking. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, for her to say that? Wow. Okay. Interesting. So it's happening everywhere. I think similar things are happening in Australia, but I don't have as many kind of people sharing stuff from down there. So, yeah, and the time difference doesn't help, obviously. But yeah, it's fascinating, this pushback across Europe, now Canada, America. It's happening, baby. This is Pluto in Aquarius. I keep on saying. Once we understand it, once we kind of name it as such, it kind of makes it easier, because it's like it's divine guide. It's like the way it's meant to be. With people taking their control back and that kind of stuff. So Here we go. So, cartoon clarity, and then we'll get out of here, shall we? Nightmare, exactly. They can't get out of it. Confinement, oh dear. The multiple masks of Starmer and Labour and stuff like that. And overloaded. Wow. Overarching energy, taking care of ourselves. Exactly. The communities are working together and helping each other and supporting each other like it's supposed to be. Yeah? More people and neighbours that I can tell as well, and like our neighbours and stuff, talking to each other, taking care of each other, looking out for each other. There's a lot more of kind of making sure everyone's all right kind of thing. There's a lot more of that happening. Yeah, I'm loving that. I'm loving that because it could easily turn into anger in every direction. And I think we've had a window of that, but now it's turning into we've got to look after each other. We've got to make sure that everyone's all right. You know, how are the pensioners doing? How are the students doing? How are this doing? How are the farmers doing? How are the, you know, everyone's looking out for each other a bit. And I've noticed that a lot of people have been very, very eloquent of sharing on social media. And that's why get on X, get on Twitter so that you can make contact with these people and listen to what they're saying and sharing information with each other. That's what it's so fundamental with it. It's like there is this natural flow of data happening. Wow. I am loving that. That is what a beautiful ending here. They're trapped in every which way. They've been called out in every which way. They don't know what to do. Hence this, reluctantly trying to take this offer in. It ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. And I genuinely feel, just to finish off here completely, it feels like certain areas are definitely not going to get elections. That's just, it feels like local councils are going to dig their heels in because they know they can see the writing on the wall for themselves, especially those that are specifically kind of basically bankrupt. However, I feel like Essex is definitely, it feels like Essex is being, in my mind, kind of highlighted. So I feel like across there, that's going to be, they're going to be all right. Lincolnshire, I feel like they're going to be all right. There's going to be a few other places as well, kind of like heartland reform areas that they're trying to prevent in some respects. They're going to have a reasonable amount of say. But yeah, it's... This ain't going to go away. And it even feels as if that normally over the Christmas period and New Year, and you can even see it now, like I said at the beginning, the slowing down of the news cycle and prepared kind of stuff, kind of reports and things. There is going to be a lot going on in the next 2 weeks that are going to be held, held accountable kind of energy. That no one's prepared for. I feel like there's going to be there's going to be quite a lot, I shall say quite a lot of breaking news that's going to be happening over the next 2 weeks. When it traditionally is calm down, chill out, let's all go and have dinner. This is going to be blow, 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 blow. Instantly just then it's like NHS. Overwhelmed right now, going to be insanely overwhelmed over the awkward week between Christmas New Year. Feels like maddening craziness happening there. Yeah, keep an open eye, just especially on X or something like that. Just keep alternative media, because I feel like there ain't going to be a break. And a lot of it is going to be kind of stumbling out. Yeah. Interesting. Hence the reason why the pressure of suddenly having a lot more elections than they're hoping for are happening. I'm going to do another reading for the village elite side of people. Hello. So they should be getting it in a minute, just after this reading's uploaded. Because I can record it while it's uploading. Aha, see, clever. concerning about this devolution plan in itself, because I feel like there is something here, especially with the worldwide card. There's extra stuff there. If you want to come and join the Village Elite memberships here on YouTube, the link is down below, the first link, I believe it is, and that will kind of take you through the steps and stuff like that. All right? But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.